Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to Old Style Classics Baseball Cards. And I'm your boy Rob, and video number 3 of Post Cereal Cards. On this particular episode, I'm specifically saying cards because not every one of these ones in this video is going to be baseball cards, because some of the actual cereal boxes that I have that have cards on them are not baseball cards. But we're going to continue. So I decided a couple different things, folks. One, first episode I recorded was of the MSA cards. The reason I did that was because I was doing my little MSA run of oddball cards that I've been showing you guys for the last week or so. And so I'm trying to get through my MSA cards. So I did those first, just showing you a random one from the different sets of MSA, which is like 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 30 card sets done by Michael Schickner and Associates. I recorded that video first, and then I just did a video on the original Post cards, not the 1960 cabinet card. I don't have one of those. The one big giant cereal box back, where they did like the entire back of the cereal box. But so I don't have one of those. Sorry about that, folks. Go ahead and go online and take a look at those if you're more interested in finding out about those things. But so I went back to the like regular size baseball cards that posted in 1961, 62, and 63. And so the main card that I got out of those, even though I have some really good ones, you know, that's 61. These all here are 62. So Harmon Killebrew, Eddie Matthews, Bill Mazeroski, Al Kaline, Felipe Alou. And then my big one, probably the grail card from those sets, would be one of the Mickey Mantles. So that's the only 63 that I own. Like I talked about in that other video, I want to get the 63 Mantle Maris out of the Life magazine. Those are blank backs, but that's a big one that I picked up in Albuquerque last year. That's my only playing days Mickey Mantle card, and if I'm going to have Mickey Mantle, I want to have an oddball one because, as you can see on these episodes, I'm an oddball fan. So I just wanted to show you at least a card from each of the different manufacturers. I don't know who did this for Post back then, but I think it was just Post. So who knows? I know it. I'm fairly sure it wasn't Topps or anything. So now we're going to move on to Topps. But the other thing that I did was, so I released, like I said, I did the MSA video first, and then I did the originals because of all the ones that I have for Topps. And then I decided, because I delayed the release on the MSA one because I just did that MSA episode for the ice cream box, Marigold. So I postponed that release till 8 in the morning California time today. Then I went and did the original Post cards, and I decided to release that earlier at like 6 a.m. so that they'll be in order. So it'll be the original, MSA, and then Topps. But in the MSA episode, you'll hear me talking like it's the first episode because that's when I recorded it before this one. So hopefully you guys follow that. So this is going to be, there's not a lot to show you, but a lot to show you, if that makes any sense. I don't have a lot of cards for the Topps ones, but I have a lot of the cereal boxes that I want to show you. So alright, so we'll start with the baseball. So I know they have, they probably have other ones that I don't know about, but I'm just showing you what I've picked up over the years. Whenever I'd see cards available, I'm an oddball card fanatic, food issue, product issue, and whenever I see cards of something I'm interested in, and of course baseball is my favorite, then I'm going to buy them, but doesn't mean I always seen them because there were so many back in the day. But as you can see, that's Topps 50 years. So, and these are, you know, fancy Topps Oddballs. So this is one of the sets where they did a pretty good job, didn't make themselves look cheap. And this is a 2001, brought to you by Post Cereal. So Topps 2002 Collector Series cards, 10 of 18. Yeah, 18, that's an odd number. Not an odd number mathematically, but just interesting that they did 18 card set instead of the typical 22, 33, or 44. But those are really pretty cards. And it's got the artificial facsimile autograph there on it. And that's Gary Sheffield, right? Yep. Gary Sheffield replaced Andre Dawson, I believe, when he was on the Marlins in the 500-run club, but there's alleged suspicion around his name, or just being in the steroid era, he's lumped in with those guys, so probably won't make the Hall of Fame, but it's possible. I don't think he failed any tests or anything that I know about, but it's just the suspicion that they have towards him. And he bounced around a little bit, but 279 home runs then. Got to see him play in Florida. Was hoping they would put Dawson in, but they didn't. So anyways, there's small print for you folks. And so no codes back then. So that's the first one. But those are pretty decent, you know, I mean, it's typical Topps, kind of like flagship stock there. And then, so maybe they came in sets of 2 in the box, I don't know. Then you got Barry Larkin, same thing. So, superstar Barry Larkin for the Reds, so they paid for the logos this year. And so that's pretty cool. So Cincinnati in red there, and LA in blue. So it's not like in the past where one color would be the American League and one would be the National League. So 2001. Oh, is this a different year? Oh, no. Both 2001 Collector Series. Alright, so there's Barry Larkin. Get that to focus. Alright. Now these next set of cards, I showed you some that I picked up, and they're super cool. I really dig these. And it looks like this came out the same year. Get the magnifying glass out, just double check. Yes, this is 2001 as well. And so they did a set of old time 500-run club cards. Now I remember seeing these, so I did pick some of these up back in the day. I never seen those other ones like with Sheffield, but I did see these back in the day. And of course, you know, I like these because these are an old style classics baseball card to me, and that is the 2001 Collector Series, one of 6, or now let's just take it out, folks. These cards aren't super expensive. You can pick this kind of stuff up pretty easily, but who knows, in about 50 years, you know, it's been already 20 some years, but maybe in 50, 60 years, if you're young enough, people might be looking for this stuff. So that is still hard to see. Looks like one of 8 cards, so it's got that cardboard back, but kind of a wood grain look to it, very 87 Topps-ish. to a degree, but it looks more like a wood grain card, like the Allen Ginter or Panini Cooperstown, the wood cards, Gypsy Queen, those kind of things. But you know me, I like old style classic cards. And so there you go. It's got Babe Ruth career numbers there. It's home runs. So let's take a look here. Babe Ruth. Home runs 4, 3, 2, 11, 29, 54, 59, 35, 41, 45, 25, 47, 60, 54, 46, 49. Hey, Dawson hit 49. But look at those batting averages over 300 all those years. He was just the best. He's the GOAT. 46, 41, 34, 22, and then it went out with 6. But he only had 2,873 hits. So that's Dawson's right about there. But nobody can match that 714 other than Hank Aaron and some other people. And let's see what he got here. Played for a long time though, but he was a pitcher for a while. So 342 lifetime batting average. Let's see, all those years, 1, 2, 3, only 4 years did this guy bat under 300. So that's epic. So here we go. Babe Ruth with the wood grain like a bat there. Inducted in 1936, Hall of Fame. It's got the Hall of Fame logo there. That's a super cool card, people. I don't know how anyone wouldn't want to have one of those. I think it's cool. I like old style classics baseball cards. Even named my channel after them. You know, I like old original cards too, but I like any card that has that old style to it. So that's right up my alley, and I love the cardboard backs with that, just that kind of grain there. That's super cool to me. All right, then of course, one of the most underappreciated players of all time, Frank Robinson. How can you underappreciate a guy with 586 career home runs? I just hear he was a pretty intimidating guy, so that could be part of it. Some people think it's because he switched teams. Reds, the Orioles, Dodgers, and Angels and Indians. But he had solid runs with the Reds and the Orioles there. So that's a super cool card. And that looks to be like number 5 of 8 maybe. So maybe that comes in, or 6. Sorry folks, I can't see the glasses there that far. So epic career, Frank Robinson. Got to pick up one of his autographs. They're still available and out there. And oddball ones too, like the some of like Jimmy Dean or the whiskey cards and stuff like that. So beautiful card. So I don't know which came out first, the original cards that we showed you or these that summer. Alright, Mike Schmidt, Hall of Fame 1995, 548 career home runs. So Mike Schmidt, number 7 of 8, I can read that. So there you go, Mr. Mike Schmidt. A lot of Mike Schmidt collectors, and it's cool. Then these ones, they paid for the logos. And look at that, folks. Got that for $1. So any of you people investing that are like 12 years old right now, maybe you pick this up, and by the time you're like 62 or something like that, maybe this card's worth $100. You know, you never know. 60 years, a long time. Now this is an interesting. No, these aren't the ones. I don't know. I think the ones I'm talking about are the Kellogg's cards. So I put this back in the wrapper, but as you can see, it's got a glue mark here, so it's either glued to the outside of the box or inside the box, so they wouldn't bounce around. But it came in this little cellophane here, and yeah, it's got a sticker on that, because I did find some cards of Ernie Banks in the parking lot one time at Walmart, that somebody must have dropped out of their car, and then somebody must have stepped on it, and some of them got scraped up. But I think those are the Kellogg's ones. But you know, I like to always keep, if I can, the way the cards came. So that's a, you know, you may not have the box, but you can deduce, you know, do a little detective work and kind of see how that was probably attached to a cereal box. But then we got Mr. Ernie Banks from my Chicago Cubbies. Look at the old school hat there. And that is number 2, Mr. Ernie Banks, inducted in 1977. And then an additional Frank Robinson card. So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to put this back in here, because I believe I probably got these at a card shop and it came this way, and obviously I wanted it because I like these cards, and it came in the packaging. So I don't know if I opened the package or if it was just this way, but I think I probably opened it. So that's sweet. Alright, so that's it for those ones. And then they did another set that I never knew anything about in 2002. So these were 2001s, right, folks? Yep, 2001. So the next year they did another set right here. Post 2002 Topps Company. And this is the only ones of these I have, is this unopened pack. So maybe I got it at the same time as that Ernie Banks. But Bobby Higgs in there, outfielder for the Detroit, so they paid for the logos again there. But look at that on the back, Ichiro Suzuki. I had to pick that up, and it's another 30 card set, 9 of 30. So yeah, that's super cool. Different stat line, just shows the months of that year, I guess, what he did. And so, you know, Ichiro will be in the Hall of Fame next year. If he's not unanimous, I don't know who will be. But look at those averages. You know, 336, 379, 330. He had a bad July, 268, which would be like all-star in more recent years. If the guy had 268, it would be like batting 350, because they're all strikeouts. 429, 337, 412, 350 for a 358 batting average for that year. So just epic. 242 hits. Is that a record? I think that one season. So topping shoeless Joe Jackson record for hits by a rookie, Ichiro captured the AL batting crown. So that's awesome. So that's it, folks, for my Topps Post Cereal cards, Cereal baseball cards. But that's not it for my Post sports cards. So I know Post has done cards and all kinds of stuff and giveaways and stuff through the years. Now, what I've complained about before is that in the 2000s, I mean, Cracker Jack, I showed you, was doing it up to 2006. And then they stopped doing it because I think the licensing agreements all got tied together, whether it was the Hall of Fame or Players Association and Major League Baseball. It used to be if you can get one or the other, you could do it without logos, or you could just do Hall of Famers and stuff like that. But, you know, baseball's gotten greedier and greedier over the years, and, you know, kept contracting down to one company where we're at now with Fanatics and Topps. So it just got to the point where it was too expensive for companies like Post or Kellogg's to do stuff. I mean, even if you had Topps do it, it's very rare, you know, which we'll be getting to when I finally get around to doing my Topps Oddballs. You know, very, very few things like Walmart pizzas and stuff like that, like 6 years or 7 years ago, maybe Utz. But so what the company started to do was start to go in another direction and starting doing, you know, these Post would start going to other sports or even entertainment and stuff like that. So what we have here is, this is, let me check the date for you. I had it before, but I already forgot. Alright. Okay. Sorry everybody, hang on just a second. Alright people, so these were from 2019 is what I can make out by the sell by date or best by date. And this is Post Grape Nuts cereal. So this was a littler box. I like these because you get the same number of cards and a smaller package. I like to fold these things into them because I don't do like hand cutting, and that is for Major League Soccer. So Post official cereal of Major League Soccer. So the MLS is probably begging people to put their stuff out to increase their footprint, you know, because soccer is obviously not the most popular sport in the country. You know, obviously it's gaining somewhat notoriety, but nothing near even like the NHL, which is pretty low on the totem pole right now. But so Post wants to keep doing cards, can't afford baseball, football, or basketball, or even hockey probably. So what you're left with is like soccer, maybe foreign sports, or like Olympic sports. And even so, Kellogg's is very similar, that they want to put out cards, and they've basically been reduced to doing like Olympic cards. So you'll see like amateur or Olympics and stuff like that. But anyways, we're talking about Post here in the MLS. So 2019, it seems so long ago. Maybe I'm wrong on the date because it seems longer than that. It seems like 5 years is. I feel like I was getting these when I was working at Target, to be honest with you, but I could be wrong. Maybe I should just look it up, right? Alright, but anyways, so there you go. You got the hand cut. Collect them all. Scissors carefully cut the 4 cards out of the box. And if we look in there, there's no backs to those. So you have Miguel, so it shows all the teams. Get my Chicago Fire. So it has the teams, their logos, the whole 9 yards. Atlanta United, New York Red Bulls, Toronto FC, and Sporting KC, plus the team logos here. So I mean, when this gets to be too expensive for them to do this kind of stuff, maybe they'll do like the Indoor Football League or USL Soccer and stuff like that. Shout out to my New Mexico United for winning yet another game today. They're just on fire. They lost to Juarez in a friendly the other day. But, you know, Mexico, a lot more voracious about soccer. But they held up pretty good. And I think they're undefeated at home. And I think they only have like 1 or maybe 2 losses. So they're like super hot. So let's see here. Miguel Almiron, Bradley Wright Phillips, Josie Altidore, and Graham Zusi. Kind of a little bit of a what do you call it? On the names, a little blur, whatever. What is it called when the T206 is off? Registration is what I was thinking of. Alright folks, yeah, I didn't think of that. So the expiration date was 2019, but because cereal's got a shelf life, these are 2018s. So 2018s on the grape nuts there. And then I picked up some more. Michael Bradley, Diego Valeri, Yanel Herrera, and Hector Villalba. So Atlanta, New York FC, Toronto, and Portland Timbers. They're pretty popular in Portland. and that is on the Orioles. So I think if I saw it, it may be something important in the future that, oh, what package did you get it from, or something, like people may want to have one from each set, or only the Oreo O's because they were not a popular cereal and there was less of them or something. Who knows? Kind of like the difference between Piedmont, Hindu, and Utz, or whatever, backs on T206s. But anyway, so these cereal I vaguely remember was like, okay, but this, so 2018, and then of course the expiration date would go into 2019 just because of the shelf life. So pretty sweet. Alright, set these aside. Hope you guys can see these. Now this cereal is just wonderful, just great. And that was the Honey Made S'mores, and I think they just call them S'mores now. Just eating this stuff by hand all day, just out of the box, just wonderful. And same thing here. This is a bigger box, more like a family size. It's got like David Villa on there and whatever that guy is. And so this one is Albert Elias, Gilliam Gressel, Tyler Adams, and David Villa. So there's your next ones. Alright. And I like the s'more so much, I bought some more. Some more. You get it? Alright, so basically the same guys on the back of that one. So, you can never have too many cards, folks. Keep your eyes peeled on like Gamesa. Like when you go into the store and you see like the snacks from Mexico. Sometimes they'll have soccer stuff and stuff on their cards. And then of course, who doesn't love honeycombs? The only problem is that the fact that it's like I would buy more honeycomb for the cards, except for the fact that the box is so huge. You can see it doesn't even fit in my screen. The card size is all still the same. So we've seen these guys before. So I don't know what the checklist was. You can read down there about MLS, but I haven't, oh yeah, 2018 right there. Topps Company. Guess I missed that before. Sorry, folks. I think the next ones don't have the date on it, so that's probably why. So this is just takes up a lot of space. That's the problem. But if you're into soccer, that's pretty cool. And so then I think we're jumping forward another year, and so it doesn't say the date on these, and there's no backs to these cards either. So this one looks to be like a Cookie Crisp ripoff, the original Chips Ahoy cereal, because they look just like Cookie Crisp. I love Cookie Crisp and I love Chips Ahoy's regular cookies, but I like the original ones because they're crunchy. I don't like soft bake, like the doughy ones. I like cookie dough, but not like cooked cookies. But anyhow, so they did it again the next year, and that's MLS player trading cards, cutouts on the back. So a little different design there. So let's pull these ones up here, just so you can see the difference in the design. So got the more of the team logo there as opposed to the name. So this is the Post MLS official partner. No blank backs, cutouts. So Christian Ramirez for LA Galaxy, I believe. I don't think the other LA team was there yet. Oh, maybe LAFC, maybe. Huh. Red Bull New York. Darwin Quintero for, I don't know if that is Minnesota maybe. And then Sporting SC is at South Carolina. So not too up to date on the MLS teams. But hey, when I was in Albuquerque and I used to work at Sprint, my roommate's buddy, guy I worked with, he was a cool dude. I was friendly with him, but he was more friends with my roommate. He played in the MLS, and so he had played in the MLS and was actually on one of the MLS video games, and that was around 2000. So I think 99, 2000 is when we knew him, and so that means he had to play in like maybe 95 or something like that. So maybe 10 or so years before this, because these are 2020s or 2019s, I believe. So obviously a long time before this, but that's cool, knowing a guy who is a character on a video game. Alright, if you want to do the Chips Ahoy trivia there. Alright. And then the last of my Post Cereal sports cards is another honeycomb. And this one's got the same people on the back. Oh no, this bottom right. So I guess the collation could be different. So we've got the same two guys at the top, but then at the bottom you got two different players. So that's interesting. So I guess they have different collation. Raul Ruidiaz for Seattle Sounders. Graham Zuzi, Bradley White Phillips, and Christian Ramirez again. So there you have it, folks. That is my Post Tops cards. You know, pretty sweet stuff. So Post Cereal sports cards, baseball and soccer, folks. So there we are. We're going to wrap up my whole Post run here. I know I'm mixing up my MSA amongst other brands, but hey, that's okay. Cool stuff. Thanks for watching. Have a good Sunday. This one will probably release maybe sometime in the afternoon today. But once again, thanks for watching Old Style Classics Baseball and Cereal and Soccer Cards. Old Style Classic Baseball, Soccer, Cereal Cards. You can post that and take it to the bank, people. Thanks for watching. Take care.